Tonight's tactical enhancement is a blonde. Tonight we're playing black powder. No idea how many points, it's a special scenario, so that means Llew, what the hell is going on?
So tonight's game is the last span at Lesmont, April 1814. So just to give you a little bit of background, the year is 1814. Napoleon's Mary Louise's brave but green conscripts are fighting a desperate rearguard action against the overwhelming tide of the Sixth Coalition. The scenario focuses on a vital stone bridge over the river Or.
Right, that one.
The French must hold it long enough for the retreating supply train to cross, these two here, then blow it sky high. The Allies...
They seem to be moving very slowly.
Very slowly. The Allies, Austrian Russians, need that bridge intact to keep the pressure on the road. So what will happen is the Russians are where they are. The Prussians come down the middle of the road. We're substituting.
There's the Russians, and there's a bit of skirmish formation over here.
Yeah,
nice big cannon battery there, and some cavalry behind.
Correct.
And here's the road that the Prussians will march up. Before we have a look at the forces, what else is going on?
So on turn 6, these French engineers here, they turn up and they will go over the bridge and they will attempt to alight this fuse here.
Do they have to do a command move to move up the bridge?
Probably not, because you'll be within 12 inches.
You'll be within 12 inches, so they will just run there because they're French and they're engineers. And 1, 2, 3, the fuse fizzles, and on a 4, 5, 6, the bridge blows up, and they will continue to do that until the bridge blows up.
If it fizzles, can we charge them or shoot them?
Oh yeah.
Alright,
They're
that'll
only
be
a
fun.
small unit. You can do them.
Alright.
Do whatever you like.
We've got a job to do.
Hello, little boys.
So we have desperate valour because
Right.
they're defending the homeland. The French units in 6 inches of the bridge get a +1 to their morale save. Muddy banks. The river is impassable to infantry. River is impassable to artillery and cavalry. The infantry can attempt to ford it over here.
Right, that ford there.
The Mary Louises are untested, so they roll. First time they take a casualty, they roll a d6 on a 1. Their stamina is reduced by 1 for the rest of the game. If they roll a 6, they become eager, so +1 hand to hand.
And that's these, right? These are the bunch of 12 and 13-year-old boys that are being conscripted.
A French decisive victory. The bridge is blown and the Allied forces are not crossed. An Allied decisive victory. The bridge is captured intact. The French brigade is broken. And a tactical draw. The bridge is blown, but the French brigade is broken in the process. So I've revised the thresholds. The French brigade break value is now 4. So 4 units have to break, disregarding any small units.
That's pretty much all of it.
Yeah, we killed everything but the old guard last
Allied
year.
brigade break value is 5. So we've just destroyed 5 of your units for you to break.
Right. So, what French units do you have?
So we have 2 units of Mary Louises,
Right.
a unit of old guard chasseurs,
Yep.
a small unit of engineers to blow up the bridge, and our reserve is a regiment of French Marines, old guard Marines, and a unit of light cavalry, and a horse battery.
When do your reserves turn up?
Turn 2, same as yours.
All right. So, right. Okay. So they turn up at the start of turn 2. Right. And what do we have in the way of the Ruskies, the Russians?
The Russians have 3 battalions of line, a heavy battery, a small unit of Cossacks, and 2 small units of Jaegers.
Right. And they're in the forests. Okay.
In the forest.
All right. Then the Prussians, which are not deployed yet, they're coming on turn 2, is 2 large units of regulars. So that's the musketeers, I assume. And then a unit of Landwehr. And apparently if the Landwehr gets shot, you get to roll a test, and if they fail it, they just stop moving for a turn.
1 turn.
So which could be a bit of a problem, actually. I don't really want them in front. And of course I got my general here. He's the dude with the flag there. And I get a staff officer who can extend the range of issuing orders. And who the hell are these guys?
That's a French field forge.
Field forge.
Yep. I've built that for add a bit of extra to the table.
Looks nice.
It does.
And where is your general?
Our general is over here. General Gerard.
Rightio. And there'll be a. Is that the Russian one there?
General Pakovsky.
Standing behind the guns. Lovely. Yeah, General Fukovsky. All right.
You got it.
On that note, who gets first turn?
The Allies get the
Schmurl.
first turn, so they are the
All
attacker.
right. So that's all Ruski. So
Do we have a skirmish line?
we'll do Russian turn 1. Then we'll check in after that. And of Allied turn 1, which is really all Russian because the Prussians haven't arrived yet. These guys advanced in column to just short of the river. These guys advanced, formed line, but they didn't get a chance to shoot because that was 2 moves. This lot came running out of the woods and did a bit of ineffectual firing at whatever was closest. And the cannon, which is a large battery, blasted away at the nearest visible sized proper target. Would have been nice to have shot the old guard, but they're too far away. So they put 2 rounds into these guys, sorted them, and knocked off 2 wounds. So that's it. Fast and sufficiently nasty. Now we're into the French turn 1. We'll check in after that. End of French turn 1. They limbered their horse artillery, scarpered down the hill. For some reason, moved the forge, and then unlimbered their horses with a view down the road. And it seems that the baggage train has also done a bit of trundling over the bridge. As for the shooting, these guys put a couple of rounds into the skirmishers and actually popped a wound off them. And then this line over there put a couple of rounds into this lot here, and they took 1 wound. And that's about it. Anything else?
They took 2 wounds.
That's right, they took 2 last time, and at the end of the turn their shock came off. The disorder, whatever it's called. Too many bloody terms in all these rule systems we play.
Yes.
Alright, so on that note, it's time for the Prussians to bloody well turn up,
Yep.
late as usual, and we'll get into Allied turn 2. Right, turn 2 for the Allies, and the Prussians turned up looking very nice in their formation. I decided to put them in march column so I don't have to muck around, attack column, so I don't have to muck around getting out of march column, particularly if I rolled high and got over the bridge. As it was, I rolled just enough to make 1 move, and I thought, well, that's a bit naff. I'll give it a re-roll with the general at leadership 8. So naturally I rolled 11, just off a blunder, and they went nowhere. That'll serve me right. Now, the Russian infantry tried to force the ford, didn't. They did a bit of shooting, not much happened over there. Over here, the skirmishers put a round or so into these guys. Then the cannon had another go at them, and they're now shaken. They're at 4 wounds, and they're a big unit, and they were also disordered in the mess. So not too bad, but as usual, the Prussians are having a little bit of trouble getting the riffraff to figure out which way to walk down the road. Or more accurately, I should take a fucking good roll when I receive it. On that note, the French are already arguing about what orders they're going to do, so we will pause here and check in at the end of French turn 2. End of French turn 2. The Marines and these riffraff cavalry turned up and started coming around the right flank. And the horse cannon redeployed 1 move to this little gap here, presumably to cover whatever comes around that across that ford. So yeah, if you come across the ford, you're going to get blasted by cannon. That's rather unfortunate, and get hit by these, and probably get hit by these. I would say you've bracketed that quite nicely. As for the shooting, I think they tried some shooting and didn't do anything. And then these guys, they were disordered. They still managed to crack out 2 rounds because they're a large unit, and shot into them. It didn't do anything, as I understand it.
I know.
And I know Sean's whispering at Llew, which is never a good thing. But I think that's basically everything that happened. Oh, and the wagons, the baggage train has moved a bit further into town. And on that note, It's the end of the French whispering, and we will now move into the Allies' decisive action and manly commands. End of Allied turn 3. These guys moved along to get better shots at these guys, and this lot wheeled. They decided not to go across the ford because it's rather dangerous ground on the other side of that ford, so they're coming this way after the entire French army had deployed to deal with the ford. These guys, they had one job, and that was to get the fuck down the road, so they rolled just enough to move once. And after last turn, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to take the one rather than, risk not fucking moving again. And I'll re-roll. So they came a little way. Then the line shot at them, hit, caused a disorder, but they made their morale save. And then every other gun, including the cannon and all this lot, poured their fire into these bloody adolescent twerps here. Hit them plenty of times, but they made all their morale saves, which is annoying.
Very annoying.
So they haven't broken yet. Rather disappointing. So we need to get in there and stick a bayonet up them like the little boys deserve.
Yes.
And might I say, it's a bit disconcerting when the old guard goes and hires lots of little young chaps to run around in uniform for them. So on that note, over to the French turn 3. End of French turn 3, and because Sean's playing with the French, they're being bastards. Specifically, these guys are being bastards, these cannon. After they'd moved off the hill and around there, then around here, and then nobody came into their field of view, they thought, well, screw it, we'll go and find them anyway. And they came out, and they parked themselves across the river, and shot at these guys, and blasted a wound off. Then something else. Who else did this shooting? I'm losing track of who's shooting who at the moment. Those guys shot those guys. And shook them up a bit, did they?
Yes, we did 2 wounds. They're shaken.
Yes, because they were very small units. There's actually 2 units of 3, which were quite small units. And then they recovered a morale. I've got to remember it's morale saves.
Rally.
A rally. Well, God, terminology. So they're only down to 3 instead of the 4 that they need to be shaken, so they're no longer shaken. That's rather annoying, given how much fucking lead they've absorbed. I guess there's something true to the saying that children bounce. Did anything else exciting happen?
Not really.
Right.
We're about to break out in the French national anthem.
They can wait. Try and get the fucking lyrics this time. So these guys went running through the town still. Only useful thing being they're in the way of the old guard. They're hopefully too lazy to get off their asses. There's children doing the dying. That's about it, I think. So we're going into turn 4 now, and I remember that the bridge fuse starts getting lit around turn 6. So we better get a motor on. I better get a good fucking dice roll for a change with the Prussian leadership, and we'll check in at the end of turn 4 for the Allies. Allied turn 4. So I rolled really well on leadership for a change, and they got 3 moves. And I was duly informed you need to form march column to get over the bridge. I could have started a march column, but I put it in attack column thinking, I won't muck around with this march column nonsense. And then I get to the bridge and Lou says, did you know you need to go into march column to get over the bridge?
We did this last week.
Because, he's got a funny way of not telling people the fucking rules until it matters. I should have been over the bloody bridge by now, but no, I'm going to have to roll fucking 2 moves as a minimum to get across and form into the thingy. The dice have been duly punished in their own time, gentlemen. So, lovely sound effects Sean's providing in the background there. Suffice to say, my nicely ordered attack columns are now a fucking mess looking to get over the bridge. The only reassuring thing is that I can't be charged by an attack column on the bridge because they would have to go into march column 2 and you can't attack in march column.
And Chris hit the old guard with the cannon ball and they ate it and went, yes, thank you very much, send us some more.
That's right, because every target
for a week.
Every target is obscured. There's no clear target anywhere, and we couldn't hit the artillery there, unfortunately, because they're smidged too close to the edge of these infantry. And then Chris, who's fielding the Russians, fired gunnery all over the fucking place, disordered them. dropped a cannon over there, but didn't do anything to the morale because, you know, the old guard, and I figure taking the old guard in any game is cheating.
Yes.
Unless it's Waterloo.
Especially when you play Chris, because you beat him up.
And then the Jaegers, the Russian Jaegers, managed to shoot these guys up, take another wound off them, but not disorder them. So they'll probably have that back at the end of the turn. So, yeah, what can I say? It's the end of turn 4, and it's coming rather down to the wire because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
There's no wire. It's just all loose and no wire.
Coming down to the fuse. There was some shooting at those engineers, but they're behind a stone wall, so it wasn't very effective. And on that note, over to the French cheesy bastards. Turn 4. Turn 4 for the French. Sean tried to do all sorts of clever things with the guns, and Llew had to rein him in. But they did, however, get some enfilading shot on the guys in March column because, well, when you're in March column, you're extremely fucking vulnerable as you're going over that bridge in front of all the gunnery. Sean also moved up the Marines to take cover behind this wall and try and form up a proper defence. About that, then the shooting happened. The cannon enfiladed. Well, yeah, every shot at a march column is enfilade apparently, so they really are vulnerable. The cannon knocked 2 wounds off and disordered them. And then these little whippersnappers had a shot at them as well, but we saved that one because we do get the bonus of being on the bridge. That's about it. It was an ugly game, and I must admit, if I understood the rules, I might have. I don't know, nuke the site from orbit, I suppose. Anyway, into turn 5, and we better get over that fucking bridge because someone's going to try and blow it up in a minute. And Allied, turn 5. Now we've finally got a toehold over the bridge. We managed to get 2 moves, move these guys over. If we'd had 3, we would have been into these chaps, but they didn't quite get that far. I didn't use the general's reroll because that's turning out to be vaguely cursed. We got these guys, the Landwehr, to move over the bridge behind the line, and then we had these chaps fall back in good order, which cleared the way so that we could have more than 1 unit on the bridge at the same time, because apparently you can only have 1 unit on the bridge at the same time. This is really quite a nasty choke point. Then, let's see, the Russian infantry realigned a bit. These guys shot at, as in the Jaeger, shot at the... I don't know whatever they are. Some princesses' nice name to offset the fact they're basically pressing children into combat. These guys shot at the cannon. They moved up to form lines so they can shoot next turn. These guys shot at the cannon, and these guys were already in line. They moved once and shot at the cannon. He made those saves, but the artillery hit the cannon twice and wounded it twice, so now it's technically shaken. It's not in the best condition. So we're slowly pushing our way through, and it will be rather hard for the engineers to get anywhere near the bridge now because there's a couple of battalions of very angry Germans on the bridge. In the original scenario this is based off of, they were Austrians, but screw it, we're taking the Prussians. Now this lot, because they fell back in disorder, they're going to be in disorder all next turn as well. And they've taken 2 wounds, so yeah, not a bad idea to hold them back for a sec, fix them up, take them in as a reserve later on. But yeah, the Jaegers put lots of damage onto these guys, and they made all their goddamn saves. They're basically saving morale on a 2+, because being near the bridge is giving everyone a +1 to morale. So that's basically it, and the French are whispering to each other again. Sweet nothings, I would suggest. And on that note, we'll go into French turn 5. End of French turn 5. They didn't do a lot of moving. The only thing I can see that's moved is the old guard came out to form a backstop and to support the Marines. As the Marines hopped over that wall and bashed into my large unit of musketeers. I actually had more dice, but I only hit them 4 times, and even that was with the reroll. They hit us 4 times, we took 2 wounds, and they took 1. That was rather annoying. So they won, but then we rolled good on morale, so we're still there for the biff. And that's it. I think these guys got disrupted from some shooting from these guys. Disordered, sorry. God, terminology. I'm not sure if there was much else to go on. That, I think, was basically it. Alright, so on that note, we'll go into Allied turn 6. And fortunately, the engineers don't have a good run at the bridge, so we've got a bit of time to do some biff. Turn 6 for the Allies.
What happened?
Right, the first thing we did was we had them hold in place and get rid of their, was it disorder? Is that right, Tim? Right, good, I'll learn it one day. These guys turned on the spot using impulse, and so then they're in line. That has two benefits. One is I got to shoot at the cannon, took one weight off of it. The other is that it put them in some sort of combat formation. So even though they're not in an attack column, they're still in a combat formation doing some combat thing. That means they can serve as a support to this unit, and they'll be relevant in a moment. So in addition to them shooting, all 3 Russian units of infantry shot at the cannon, which was already shaken, and that was enough to chase the bastards off. They are gone. Meanwhile, this cannon battery here fired down the length of that riffraff over the heads of all our boys, probably knocked a hat or two off of the Marines, and they took 1 morale wound off of the old guard, because those are old guard. I don't really want to fight the old guard, so shooting them with cannon is a much better idea. There was the usual plinking at these boys here, who have got like a 2+ morale save because of the type of unit they are and the formation they're in, and the fact that they're next to the bridge. It gives you a morale buff. So they're getting the shit shot out of them by Jaeger snipers who are picking them off left, right and centre, but the ones that are not getting shot are just staying there very bravely going, "We serve the Queen." Oh fuck, it hit me again, boss.
The king. The Emperor.
Well, yeah,
Emperor.
but they're named after Princess What's-Her-Face, aren't they? Mary Louise, yeah. We think she's cute, so we're going to stand here and keep getting shot. Right, I think that's pretty much it, apart from the biff.
Okay.
And in the biff, it was a dead tire. We both rolled fairly shit for actually doing wounds, and then we made our saves, though. So that means that I'm now in combat with these guys. We're both hitting on 4s moving forward. I think I've taken an extra wound compared to what they have, but I'm a bigger unit. So I should have the advantage in theory, but, you know, Sean's here. He might come up with something cunning. We'll see what happens.
I have nothing cunning left.
Unless
I could hit him in the flank with my Mary Louise, but I think we're out of formation.
Yeah, I don't think they'll fit. On that note, we'll stop here and we'll check in at the end of turn 6 for the French. And a French turn 6, right. So these guys stay still, presumably shot at something. These guys broke out of the attack column, formed line, shot at the Jaeger, and did a wound to 1. Well, did 2, but one of them was saved. And also made them disordered. Not sure if a lot else happened. I mean, the old guard are right up the butts here of the Marines waiting for their turn. In the biff, I actually hit 5 times. Llew hit 3 times, but Llew made a lot of saves, and we only took 1 wound each. And given that we both have 1 support, that means that it was a dead tie again, 2 turns in a row. And we're both 1 wound off of becoming shaken.
And then you both have to start taking test.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty much down the wire there.
First one to beat the other one.
It's our turn, so it could be a bit rough if we fall back. Anyway, a close game's a good game.
Yes.
And I think it's time to go into Allied turn 7. End of Allied turn 7, I think it was. Right, so a few things happened. This lot fell back disordered to make room for this lot to move into line, so they're no longer disordered. These guys about faced to shoot at some other guys.
It's getting dark.
These ones formed line to be able to start moving across the bridge. These cleared the ford, given there's less stuff to shoot them on the other side of the ford. These guys moved up. And the cannon, who did the cannon shoot at?
I think I shot it.
Shot at the Mary Louise boys. They're copying it even more. Actually, so
what's coming off?
3 shots from them, 2 shots from them with rerolls, 3 shots from them, plus the cannon, all into them. And they're a bit easier to wound now because they're in line. They went 2 over, but then they passed their morale. Meanwhile, there's a bit of sporadic shooting here and there, didn't do much. But in the fight, after some confusion of sorting our shit out, our units bashed each other again. Somehow, I've got 1 extra dice than Llew, and everything else is even, and I still can't quite bump him off. We took a couple of wounds each. We both went over and became shaken. We both passed our morale enough to stay where we are. It's damn close. Yeah.
Right now there'll be clouds of smoke and no one will be able to see anything.
That's right.
Right.
It's a shit show. On that note, it's over to turn 7 for the French, and we'll check in after that. End of Allied turn 8. Yeah, turn 8. It's going and going. Now, these guys had moved up to take the ground after the whomping great big fight last time. I'm not even sure if I filmed all of that, but anyway. In the melee in turn 7 for the French, we bashed up the French. And that unit evaporated and scarpered, so the Prussians moved up. At the end of turn 8 for the Prussians, this lot held their ground, and they did a roll to try and reduce the cavalry casualties, so they're no longer shaken. Of course, naturally that failed. We then shot at the old guards, and naturally that did nothing. We then poured fire from this lot at point blank range, and these guys shot at these. The cannon shot at those boys, and the Jaegers shot at those boys. Pushed them over, so they're shaken and disordered once again, and naturally they stuck around because Sean's rolling the dice and laughing like a fucking psychopath while he's doing it.
Woohoo, woohoo.
Now this unit got charged by the Cossacks in turn 7 for the French, which I'm not sure if I filmed, but anyway. So they're locked in square. Now they can move in square, but the Cossacks are still within 12, so that stops them from moving. There was some shooting from them, and these chaps, this lot, lo and behold, they're still there. Look, I can't complain about our dice, but the French are proving to be extremely stubborn. We just need to make sure my boys somehow manage to stay stubborn in the face of this shit show, because that's going to hurt this old guard here. And then we'll see if we can not get chased completely off the fucking table. I think that's it. There's an awful lot of shooting and an awful lot of saves made by the French. And we'll go into the French turn 8. End of French turn 8. Right, okay, so unsurprisingly, the old guard came barreling on into a unit that was already fragged from the several rounds of combat against the Marines. That's what's left of my unit of.
Keep it simple.
I did have 1 unit of line infantry there. Now they evaporated because they lost by 2, which isn't too bad. But then I rolled like 3 on the break chart, so they fucked off. Then the support unit rolled fucking snake eyes. They hadn't even taken any damage while they're happily shooting up everyone else. So the Landwehr are gone. That's very annoying. Now, these guys have elected to hold their position.
They didn't win for long.
Now, the French are still whispering to each other.
Da, 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 da,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because we still have most of our army is intact. We've lost 2 units.
It's running back to Berlin.
They're intact. They're intact. They're intact. They're intact.
The Prussians
little units we don't count. These guys will take a wound off and they'll be fine in a moment.
You've got to roll the dice, and that's always
yeah, well, last time I rolled.
That's like.
Well, we know what my dice are like.
Yes, yes we do.
They should be burned, melted, and so on. But at this point, we have the option to go into Allied turn 9,
Even Doctor Who is who throughout.
or call it because it's quite late. I think we'll go into turn 9. So we argued about whether to do turn 9. We decided we will because we've got a tactical victory by having the bridge at the end of turn 6, but we haven't broken the French army, and breaking the army is another way to we'll get an even stronger victory.
Minor victory, right?
I have to be reminded of the victory conditions because it's been such a biffo and shit show. Anyway, so in order to ensure that we continue to hold the bridge, these Russian line infantry marched over the bridge. These guys can't break square, and these guys just keep shooting, and they all dumped fire into these guys. Now, Russians need a 5 to hit in the first place, and these guys are in cover, so they need 6s to hit, but we actually did get some hits on them and disrupted them and knocked 2 wounds off. That's something. Then we dumped these guys into these same bunch of kids that there can't be a single unwounded boy in that regiment. The Jaeger moved back up. The other Jaeger shuffled along a bit to give them some space, poured more fire into them. That wasn't enough, so the cannon fired into them, and that unit is now won over again, tested again, rolled a 9 again. The number of times that unit has tested just to see if it's still there, and it's still there.
Yep.
And that's after they get a +1 to their morale saves for being near the bridge. It's
unlike
staggering.
The Prussians, which are fucked up.
That bunch of 12-year-olds are less meat bags and more like sacks of lead that are still somehow standing around.
It's hard to hit them, they're so small.
Oh, maybe that's it.
We shoot at them, but you did knock their hats off.
Oh, look at this. Someone's trying to light the fuse. That was supposed to happen a few turns ago when the engineers got there, but they didn't.
You know,
because we stopped them.
Yes. Have some more fun.
So, infuriating though it was, I guess we're going to go into the French turn 9. So we sort of done turn 9 for the French in that we just decided to first see if the engineers could light the fuse. That's assuming they could even get there. But even if they did, they didn't roll successfully. They rolled a 2, so the fuse fizzles. So we'd have to go into turn 10 to try and get some sort of change in the outcome. So we're going to call it at the end of turn 9. Llew, how are you going to summarise this? What happened?
Well, the turn limit was 6 turns, and you guys got over the bridge, but we still had a unit of Mary Louises, and you didn't break our army. So
No, that's certainly true.
It's a minor tactical victory for the Allies, because at this point the French would have packed up and started to pull back.
Yeah, because there's still a lot of us.
Yeah.
You get the bridge, but we haven't wiped out the
So
forces.
we would go back to the next bridge and start again.
We'll do it all over again.
Yeah. So
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's what happened, yeah. This is invasion of France. So
Alright, so let's defend bridge by bridge.
The next one.
Alright.
It's actually... it's not...
So our only real casualties were 2 Prussian units, one of which was smashed in a staggeringly long melee, and the other one decided just to scarp her for no apparent fucking reason. These guys took some casualties, but they recovered. Yeah, so the Marines got killed, and these ones here, I don't know how many actual people there are alive left in that battalion, because they have had the fucking shit shot out of them all day.
Black Sabbath say it well. Iron Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Lead Man. Oh my lord, the amount of saves they made was staggering.
No, they didn't make that many saves. They just kept... Oh no, saves.
No, because they made morale saves that +1, but then they made an awful lot of saves to still be there, because despite the morale saves, we still bumped them over their limit several times. Anyway, gentlemen, what have we learned?
I think Mike want to tweak. He wants to tweak the victory conditions a little bit. Just working on it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard for the French to win then if you. But it's hard for the Allies to win as well. I think a limit is
It's
good.
extremely hard to win, actually.
Turn 7.
do you want to increase the turns?
Turn 9 seems like a decent game.
I think if the Allies are over the other side of the bridge, I'm not sure if you want it to be sudden death because you want a chance to counterattack and push them back.
Yeah.
So maybe you'd make it at the end of turn 7, end of French turn 7. And if they haven't pushed them back over the bridge at that point, it's probably looking pretty sketchy for them.
Yeah. So
just
and the thing is, you still have to blow the bridge or break the. If you break the Allies, that's not a win for you.
And I only had one shaken unit, and it was that.
You had a shaken unit.
Yeah, that was
They had
skirmishes.
three
I didn't
shaken
count.
units.
No? Oh, well, I only had one.
Yeah, but he had 3. He had 2 destroyed and shaken. We shaken 1 more.
Yeah.
No,
that
that
would
was
have been.
shaken.
No, but if we
Oh,
had.
if you had-
that's-
if you
that's-
had.
That would have been like bye
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
Because we were counting
You're
shaken units for the whole army, not just
Really?
the
Yeah,
Prussian
sorry,
or the
yeah.
or
So
the
you
Russian
came very
faction.
close to losing because you were shaken. And you should say if the army breaks, that's also
Yeah.
a major win.
That's
So-
right. If the army breaks that, I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
So any other scenario, Chris's brigade would have broken and run off, but in this scenario, because you're allied, we've grouped the whole lot
That's
together.
right. We've got one general for the entire combined
It's fair
faction.
enough. It's an allied
Yeah.
force.
Allied
So it's-
force. Yeah.
And 5, we came close to winning.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. Especially when that unit of mine just pissed off the bridge
Yeah.
on a snake eyes. That was rough.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I did love that fight in the middle where we bashed each other over the head for multiple turns. That was really something.
That was good.
Oh, sorry.
And very nice even
Oh, you're
in the old guard in there.
I hate the fact that you get a +1 morale for being next to the bridge. It shouldn't be that hard to kill a bunch of guys. But
You remember the very short.
yeah, they're only like 5 foot.
And we're on French soil.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Very
the
hard
other
to move.
week we played, the Mary Louises were gone.
Turn 2 or 3.
That's right, because you guys had to go at this the previous week, and the dice went spectacularly in the other direction.
Yeah.
And I wish I was there for that, because it would have been very nice to have been on the attacking side.
That 12-pounder battery, just everything got obliterated by it.
Yeah.
How it should be. But today the powder was a little bit damp and it
Oh,
didn't.
they hit a few. They smashed the Mary Louise.
You know what? We
They
did
kept
the hits.
smashing the Mary Louise, and they did all the damage, but they just.
As much
wasn't
as
doing
I like
well.
to bitch and moan about my dice, I think it's actually Sean's dice I want to bitch and moan about today, because
That's one of yours.
mine actually did their job. But yeah, the saves were
Is
staggering.
this your dice?
I
Right, so-
think the other difference was that last week, whoever was on this side defended the ford,
Yeah, it came too close.
Yeah.
And I
whereas
stood back.
he just stuck it in the.
You had the cavalry down here.
Yeah, they got.
They went right up here, and we
Yeah.
shot the cannon, shot the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't
Mm.
go close, because why?
So I suppose you had the benefit of knowing what can go wrong from having had a practice
they had
game.
the benefit of the cannon not being where it was supposed to be last week, so it was a great advantage.
Look, I'll just keep coming up with them.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
Just so long as we've got to establish anything that comes down the road, it's got to be in that big, long, snaky line.
Yeah. I think now that we understand that,
Yeah.
like a couple of the factors with how the bridge works
Yeah.
and how deployment in the line is going to operate in relation to that, that'll save some confusion. It didn't make a difference in the end, but I think I'm still learning the rules. I had to write out the
Yeah.
bloody rules in my own little notebook.
Yeah.
This little notebook, just so I could try and figure them out and try to learn them properly. So there'll be a few little rude surprises, but they didn't get in the way of it being a really good game. So
No, it was quite good. That was a good game. That was quite fun.
Filming.
yeah. All right. Well, on that note, feel free to hit like, subscribe, all that guff, and there'll be a thing popping up momentarily with some other silliness of this nature. So if you liked today's shenanigans, go and have a look at some of the other ones we've done. But for now,
Dun, 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 dun,
oh my fucking lord, it is definitely time to call it a night. Hang on, what are you singing for? You lost.
We never lose. We are French.
Oh, it's
We always win.
time for the French to call it a night.